So it's that time of the year again. Another season has come to a close. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about Arrow Season 3, Episode 23, My Name is Oliver Queen. And my name isn't Oliver Queen. I just told you my name. My name is David. But anyways, before I get into any cheesy jokes or anything like that, let us begin with today's episode. What did I think of it? First of all, we start off with Team Arrow waking up from, the what we thought was the virus from last time, and we find out that Oliver had actually found a way to cure it. They had a vaccine that could kind of protect themselves from the virus, so that was interesting. I guess we kind of saw that coming. We all knew they weren't gonna die, but that Oliver figured out a vaccine, and that the only way they could get it was that somebody had to take out blood from Oliver and recreate the vaccine. So that, I thought, and how much Malcolm knew was not really surprising, but it was kind of obvious that Malcolm was more in the know than we all realized by this point. One of the cool things about the beginning of the episode, though, was the Flash cameo. Barry came to the rescue after last night, after Oliver helped him out a little bit with the little trouble he was having. The Flash comes and helps out Team Arrow by releasing them all out of prison. And, a little bit of me wanted to see Flash hang out a little bit more and help out with, could you imagine if Flash would have helped out with today's episode? He would have found that guy trying to release the virus so early on. They would have they would have saved a lot of trouble in this episode if they have kept Barry. But I get it, this is not his show, this is Arrow's show, and they want to have Team Arrow take care of this, not Barry. Barry has his own problems, and he even makes, note of that, I have Harrison Wells to go talk to over there, so I'm going back to my show. Obviously, Oliver is traveling with Ra's al Ghul to Starling City to release this virus. But early on in the episode, very early on, like literally right before, the opening title comes up, we find out Oliver has already betrayed Ra's. And Ra's at first thinks it was Nysa, but obviously Oliver confesses that, look, I'm not this name you're giving me. I am Oliver Queen, the name of the episode, right? And so Nysa and Oliver start kicking some ass together, some of the League of Assassins' asses. And they land the plane in a terrible way. But Ra's escapes with the virus because he's still planning on releasing it for whatever reason. As far as we know, he just wanted to kill people, right? But we find out later in the episode, when Oliver goes and meets his friends, there's a little bit more to the story than, we all realize. That there's this person named Damien Dark out there that has connections to Ra's, and Ra's might want to kill this guy also for whatever reason, who knows. And they probably mentioned the reason, but I probably missed it, so if anyone wants to comment on that, go for it. But just because Oliver returns doesn't mean everything's all fine and dandy, because Diggle gives Oliver a big welcome back by punching him across the face. And yeah, so everyone's not too happy that Oliver's back, and Oliver tries to talk to Diggle and Felicity about it, because those two are really the ones that are the most hurt about it. I would have expected Thea to be a little bit more hurt about it too, but she seemed okay. As long as her brother's back, that's all she cares about. But yeah, not Thea, Felicity and Diggle, they took it the hardest. And Diggle doesn't still seem too happy by the end of the episode, but hopefully by the time season 4 starts, he'll warm up. But Felicity seemed to have forgiven him a little bit by the end. So because of this attack that's about to happen, Laurel goes and warns her father that he needs to get the police force behind this and start, rallying the troops. And, Lance still doesn't quite forgive Laurel, but Laurel gives him a good talking to, and she kind of plants it in in his head that, okay, maybe, I should put this aside for now and actually do my job, because, they are being helpful and giving me tips, so I better go protect the city. So I'm glad that Lance wisened up a little bit. I'm sad that it took this long, but I'm glad. I also liked his little line about the city's under attack. It must be May, because every May it's the season finale. There's always a huge attack happening. So I'm glad the writers had a little fun with that. I always like it. I also like that we got to see Thea in costume for the first time. That was really cool. She redecorated Roy's costume and made it fit her. That was really cool. And she wants to be called Red Arrow. I agree, Thea. I think you should be called Red Arrow. And by the way, she looks great in that suit. Love the suit on her. She looks terrific. We also get Ra's al Ghul and Arrow round 2. That's right. Oliver goes head to head with Raz, and there's a little similar moment where, at first it looked like Oliver was going to be killed again, but no. Oliver switches the tables and does the exact same moves he does on Raz by, getting him by the side first and then stabbing him through the chest. And then saying that little prayer just like Ra's al Ghul did back in the mid-season finale. I thought that was a little nice touch to their final battle. Like, the tables have turned and Oliver has taken control and won. But there was a surprising little twist there where, the cops shoot Oliver, and I'm like, what the hell? Did they get the memo that, Oliver's on their side? But maybe they were confused, maybe, I don't know. But, oh, look at this. Ray comes out of nowhere, or who we think is Ray, and it actually turns out to be Felicity in the Atom suit, and saves Oliver as he's falling down the waterfall. And yeah, I kind of was, as soon as the Atom came, I kind of speculated that that's going to turn out to be Felicity, and I was right, because of the way the argument went. The scene before, right before this, Felicity had a little argument with Ray, saying that, oh, we gotta save Oliver, and Ray's like, look, what would Oliver do in this situation? Would he save all the people in the city, or would he just go save one man? And he was right there. I agreed with Ray there. Oliver would say that, save the people, don't worry about the one man. But Felicity, well, I have time, so I'm gonna go do something useful, and she does. So, bravo, Felicity. I'm glad you actually did something in today's episode. You usually do things, but lately you've been a little bit of a whiner, so I'm glad you actually went out and did something, finally, in the last couple of episodes. Of course, after all the battle is over, what happens? This whole thing with Oliver deciding to retire. That's right, after beating Ra's al Ghul and saving the city once again, Oliver decides to retire. Like I said earlier, not everyone's happy about this, including, Diggle isn't really happy about this anyways. Everyone else seems okay with it, but Diggle was the one that wasn't too happy. But, Oliver says, look, I trust you, Diggle, and I think you should, keep on saving the city if you really want to do that. So we'll see what happens next season, because I am curious to see what's going to happen to Diggle now, where he stands. Will he forgive Oliver by the time... Because we all know Oliver's coming back next season, so what will happen there? We also have Ray working on his suit, his Atom suit, and it looks like he's trying to figure out a way to make the suit miniature, maybe? I don't know, I heard that word used, so it sounds like he's trying to work on something, but then all of a sudden, his building explodes. What the hell? Is he okay? Is he gonna go back to the hospital again? I have no idea. Or are we gonna find out that, hey, maybe something did work? Maybe he found a way to shrink. I don't know. This should be interesting, especially now that we know that there's this spin-off coming and he's gonna be part of it. Will we finally get to see his shrinking powers in that show, or in Arrow, wherever he'll appear next? I don't even know if he'll come back next season. For all we know, as of this moment, he's going to be on the spin-off series. So we'll have to wait and see. And finally, we find out that Malcolm, even though he's, you know, kind of put his things aside with Oliver, there seems to still be a little bit of tension there because Oliver doesn't really fully forgive Malcolm for what has happened, especially with Sarah's death and all that. So we find out that Malcolm has decided, now that Ra's al Ghul is dead, he decided to take out the mantle of Ra's al Ghul and take control of the League of Assassins. And, you know, just like Nysa asked him, I bet this was your plan all along, wasn't it? And, you know, Malcolm, he kind of confirms it, that, yep, this was kind of my plan all along. Now that your father's out of the way, I'm taking control. Nysa doesn't really seem to agree with it, but she's going along with it for what it's worth. And that's how this season ended, with Malcolm taking over the League of Assassins and Felicity and Oliver going on a long vacation, maybe forever. I doubt it. So that's it, guys. That was the season finale. You know, overall, I'm giving this season finale an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was the best season finale. I think there was it had its issues. It was a little predictable sometimes, but for the most part, it was a good finale. I felt this was much better than the last maybe 3-4 episodes. In the beginning, to me, Season 3 started off really strong, but I do kind of agree with people and see why they might be disappointed with Season 3, because especially in the later half, I did feel a lot of those hits and misses. I felt like they had a mixed bag of great episodes and not so great episodes, and I can kind of see why some people might be upset. Now, with that being said, I don't think it was as bad as some people make it out to be. I've read some comments and messages from people that have said they have been disappointed with Season 3 of Arrow. And, you know, despite some of the things, I don't think it was as bad as most people have said. Also, I think Laurel has turned into a great character once again at the end of this season. I did think her transformation into Black Canary wasn't that great, but I felt the end result turned it out terrific. As a matter of fact, I think Felicity changed for the worse. I think ever since that relationship with her and Oliver got more dramatic, I felt she became a little bit more whiny, a little bit more annoying, and I'm hoping now that things are looking lighter that they'll be able to fix that next season. I'm hoping. Because I like the cheery, you know, clumsy Felicity a little bit more. The one that we saw on The Flash last time, you know, when she last guest starred on The Flash. That's the Felicity I really enjoy. I don't like the dramatic Felicity where she's crying all the time and depressed and all that. I don't want to see that Felicity. I want to see the Felicity we used to know. So hopefully in Season 4, which it sounds like that's where they're going, because I read a interview with the producers saying that Season 4 will be a much lighter season than Season 3. So that gives me something to look forward to, because I want to see that fun Felicity again. And they said Season 4 they're hoping to make it a little bit more fun. With that being said, it looks like Malcolm might be the villain for next season, and that gets me excited because let's face it, Malcolm was a cool villain in Season 1. And even though he's not as cool as Deathstroke, played by Manu Bennett, I do feel that he's definitely up there with... I liked Ra's al Ghul, but I felt that Ra's al Ghul didn't give that bam that Deathstroke had, and even Malcolm, you know. And seeing Malcolm back as a potential villain, I'm really excited to see what his character is going to be up to in Season 4, because we know it's not going to be good, especially now that he has control over the League of Assassins. And yeah, as for the ending there with Oliver and Felicity, we all know that's not gonna last. We all know that Oliver will return as the Green Arrow. There's no doubt about it. But this episode did feel like a series finale, and I kind of like that feel. But so if people do want to end it here, they can. But why would you? Because Arrow can be really cool sometimes, and I have faith that season 4. I'm hoping season 4 will be better than season 3, because right now I will agree with people. Season 3 is the weakest of all 3 seasons. I don't think it's as. Season 2 is still the best. Season 1 would be next, and then season 3 would be under. But that, again, that's not to say season 3 doesn't have its episodes. So guys, with that being said, I am done for Arrow this year. I enjoyed doing all these reviews, and until next time, next season, next fall, take care.